Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Mazraoui deals agreed. £42 million bid for Manuel Ugarte, and Tottenham enter the race to sign Scott McTominay. These are some of the stories we will be discussing on this evening's show. But before we get into that, please do me one small favour. Smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6 p.m. UK time. Currently, only 50% of people who watch our videos are subscribed. So if you're one of those who isn't, make sure you get involved. Everyone is welcome. Right, let's start the show off by talking about McTominay then. So obviously we brought you the story earlier on today that apparently Fulham have submitted a £23 million bid for Scott McTominay, which apparently is going to be now rejected by Manchester United. They are demanding 25 to 30 million pounds for the 27-year-old. Now there's a bit of a twist. In the last couple of minutes, it's been widely reported that apparently Tottenham have inquired with Manchester United about Scott McTominay. They've expressed interest. Also, Galatasaray have submitted another bid as well. Again, for less than what Fulham have. They've submitted a bid of 17 million. I don't really understand what Galatasaray are doing. They submitted one yesterday of 13 million. And today they've submitted one of 17 million. When Fulham's first bid was 17 million and their second bid was 23. So I don't really understand what Galatasaray thinks going on here, but he's clearly not going to go to Galatasaray if they're not willing to pay more than what Fulham are. So Tottenham entering the race. I think as it stands, we'll probably get around 30 million for Scott McTominay. That sounds about the right kind of figure. That's the figure that Manchester United have apparently told all clubs that are interested that they will need to pay in order to get his signature. Apparently, Scott McTominay has been told by Manchester United that he can leave the club this summer as long as that fee is met. So £30 million, 1 year left of his contract. I would take that. I think that would be a really, really good deal for everybody. And I would have no complaints about it. But you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. £30 million for McTominay. Would you take it? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think we should keep him? Let me know what you have to say. Okay, now we've got a double section to jump into now. And this is really, really positive. So this is coming out from Florian Plettenberg, who's reported in the last couple of minutes that West Ham have now reached an agreement with Aaron Wan-Bissaka on a 5-year contract. He says they're still waiting to confirm the deal with Manchester United. It says that West Ham have apparently submitted a bid of £10 million so far, but Manchester United are demanding £18 million. He goes on to say that apparently there is an understanding that they will end up meeting in the middle. So that would be £14 million, probably plus some add-ons. It does sound a little bit low, I think, £14 million, but I don't really know what other option we have. He's got 1 year left of his deal. Erik ten Hag clearly doesn't think he's suited for his style of play, which I agree with. He's not good enough going forward, but he's worth more than £14 million. He is. He's probably worth closer to 20, but you can only sell when there's a market there. And if the market says that £14 million is the highest bid, Manchester United either sell him for £14 million or they keep him and let him go next summer for free because a new contract isn't on the table. I don't think Wan-Bissaka wants it and Manchester United don't want it either. But to flip that on its head, the same journalist has come out in the last couple of minutes saying that Manchester United have now informed Mazraoui that the deal will be finalised in the next few days. The defender is now waiting for the official green light from Bayern Munich to leave their tour. So it looks like these two deals will happen in unison, as we thought they would for a while. Wan-Bissaka's agreed the move to West Ham. Manchester United just ironing out the final details of how much money the fee will be. And then obviously we've already agreed a deal with Bayern Munich for Mazraoui. That's already done. Apparently that will be 20 million, including add-ons. So you can see why Man United want the 18. They want to get as close as possible to the fee that we're going to pay for Mazraoui. So on the books, it will be like you sell Wan-Bissaka and then you go and buy Mazraoui for the same amount of money. So that's effectively the situation there. But most people are saying that they expect this deal to be done by early next week, so Monday or Tuesday. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka is still in America with the Manchester United squad. They fly back to Manchester on Sunday. So medicals, all the rest of it is expected early next week. So we're not going to get... We may get a here we go today or tomorrow, but we're not going to get the actual medicals and players signing until early next week at the earliest because obviously they're not travelling back until Sunday. So that's one to keep an eye on. But this deal is going to happen. It's very, very obvious now. West Ham reached an agreement with Wan-Bissaka and Mazraoui obviously reached an agreement with United days ago. So that's really, really positive. But moving on from that, I want to jump straight on over to Manuel Ugarte. Obviously, we brought you the story earlier on today from L'Equipe in France saying that apparently PSG are now willing to accept a paid loan offer for Manchester United target Manuel Ugarte with a lucrative buy option included. I want people to focus on that word because there was loads of people in the comment section saying it's an obligation. It's not. It's a buy option. So it will mean at the end of the season, we have the choice. Either we can send him back to PSG or we can buy him for a set amount of money, which will be agreed now. Very similar to what happened with Amrabat. We gave Fiorentina 10 million euros to loan him for one season. And then at the end of the season, we had the option to buy him for 21 million euros. In that instance, Manchester United didn't trigger the buy option for Amrabat and he went back to Fiorentina. Now, you're probably wondering how we've got to this point. So it has been reported in the last couple of minutes that apparently Manchester United offered £42 million to PSG for Manuel Ugarte. This is coming up from Duncan Castles, a couple of other journalists as well. Apparently that bid was rejected. PSG said they will not sell him for less than 50 million. Okay. Manchester United aren't willing to go above 42 million, apparently. So that's where this loan with an option to buy has arisen from. So it would be a one-season loan, around £10 million loan fee, and then at the end of the season, if Man United want to buy him, it would be for 50 million, which is how much PSG want. So I think it makes sense, as long as it's an option to buy, as long as we're not forced to buy him at the end, I think it's a good deal to do. But just to give you the full reporting, the same journalist is apparently reporting that because PSG rejected this £42 million bid for Manuel Ugarte, Manchester United are now actively exploring alternative options. So it might end up being that we don't even go for Ugarte at all. He's saying that apparently Martin Zubimendi is a high target. Obviously, he's got a £50 million release clause, which apparently is maybe too much for Manchester United. We're also looking at Joey Veerman from PSV, which is... I don't even want to talk about that. That doesn't excite me in the slightest. I would rather keep McTominay than get Joey Veerman. I would have probably rather kept Fred than get Joey Veerman. So that doesn't excite me. He's also mentioning Adrien Rabiot, who obviously we spoke about on the show quite a lot. And I think would be an okay as a backup. Maybe like if we were to get 2 or 3 midfielders, I wouldn't mind Rabiot being one of them. And then the fourth option that we're being linked to in the last couple of minutes is Sander Berg from Burnley, which again doesn't massively excite me. From that list of 4 midfielders, the only one that makes me jump up and say, yes, get him is Zubimendi. And I would get Zubimendi. If we could get him for 42 million, the amount we've offered PSG for Manuel Ugarte, I would just go and get Zubimendi. He's the same age, similar profile. I think he would do a better job, to be honest. From what I've seen of Zubimendi, he looks very, very good. But I'd be interested to see what you will think. Like, how do you feel about this Manuel Ugarte situation? Should we do this loan option where we pay them around 10 million now, and then at the end of the loan we can buy him for 50 million pounds? This is 10 million pounds loan, 50 million pound buy option, or should we look at alternatives? Like, what do you think? We need to make a decision though, because a week on Saturday we played the Community Shield, and 2 weeks tomorrow we play our first Premier League game. So we need to make a decision very, very quickly because the season is going to start very, very soon. But I'm always interested to see what other Man United fans have to say. So make sure you do get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on that. And then just a quick one before we wrap up the video. I wanted to talk a little bit about who was it? About Lenny Yoro. Really, really quickly. We are expecting Erik ten Hag to speak to the media later on today, so we should have a full update on Lenny Yoro very, very soon. But at the moment, as we all know, it looks like it will be a 12-week injury with a metatarsal injury. So yeah, let's wish him all the best. But I'm going to wrap the video up there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow morning with an hour-long live show. So apologies for not having a live show tonight. Please make sure you smash a like and subscribe before you go. This has been Daily Red Devil. Have a lovely evening, everybody, and I'll catch you all later. Bye for now.